If I was your boyfriend, I'd never...
Chances are, if you got drafted, you would have gone to the Army. And I always liked the ocean, so the Navy. I remember the week of training. Everybody east of the Mississippi goes to Great Lakes Naval Training Center, which is just outside of Milwaukee. And what they did was they teach you how to do laundry manually with a scrub brush and laundry detergent. Firefighting. They'd put you in this simulated ship with a wall, and the fire would come up over your head, and you had to go there and extinguish it with a bunch of guys. They'd teach you how to properly shine your shoes, how to make a bed, basically military-style life. Probably the funniest experience I ever had was anybody that was scheduled to have chore duty in Vietnam had to go to what was called counterinsurgency school. And what they did was they taught you the customs of the Vietnamese people, not to get anything from home that could be made into a bomb, namely a little cardboard box or a tin, string, anything like that that could be used to make a bomb. The case in point was they had this guy, Sergeant Williams. He used to stand at this plywood podium, and everybody sat around a picnic table. He took this little box with a fuse, and he threw it at everybody, and everybody runs, and he laughs. Obviously, it wasn't a real bomb. Second time he does that, everybody's just sitting there and laughing after he throws it. And he said, I wouldn't be sitting there laughing if I were you. And kaboom, it goes off. They were so mad. The third time he did it, someone throws it back at him, and it blows the plywood podium to smithereens. There was plywood everywhere. It was pretty funny. My mother was a basket case. She thought for sure I was going to wind up getting killed. Somehow. But my father just knew that it was something you had to do back then. Or move to Canada and become a conscientious objector. He kind of figured, you had to do your stint in the military. And, hope. Hope that you made it back home with all your limbs. I had a good friend who was a surgeon in Glens Falls, and he got drafted, right as he was coming into his own as a surgeon. He had only been out of med school, I think, a couple years, and he had a good practice going. And he says, I'm gonna make sure, he says, I'm gonna make sure that you don't get over here. Somehow, we'll make up some health condition. Actually, it was true. Somnambulism, or sleepwalking, which, believe it or not, is a disqualification for the Navy. They don't want you getting up and walking off a ship some night and wonder what happened to you. You could be anywhere. The thing that wasn't a lot of fun was all of the running. They had you usually 5 miles. That was after a couple of hours of calisthenics and training, which includes pull-ups, push-ups, things like that. And then you run 5 miles. And then after you get done, they'll say, okay, you going to leave your buddies behind? You got to go back and get them. So you had to get anyone who couldn't run and drag them back. So usually it turned into 6 or 7 miles. A whole day. Navy guys didn't go out into the field in combat, except for medical. Medical was not a good position to be in. They would make you a corpsman, where you did go out into battle, and you grabbed the guys who got shot. Those guys didn't last very long. In counterinsurgency school, the climax of the thing was they put you into this Viet Cong prisoner of war camp to break down your morale. But they went a little too far with the physical violence, since we were on the same side. Using an open fist, it was astounding what they could do with an open fist. Poke you in the ribs while they have you hanging from the ceiling by your arms. And if you hit them back, You couldn't hit them back, but if you did hit them back, they could then use a closed fist. The SEALs asked us what was going on, like what happened when you got caught. So we told them, and they said no. They went way too far. So as I said, it was a camp of 5 Marines, and those 2 Navy SEALs went in there and destroyed them. Completely destroyed them. As a civilian, I was glad it was over, the war, because I thought it was a stupid war that we could never win. You're either going to get drafted or you enlisted. I can't really say there's anything that affects me today. I mean, I'm glad I did it. It was an experience, living on a ship, going to counterinsurgency school, which was a real treat. It was just something that everybody did back then. Something everyone did.